What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of BassQuest. I'm sitting here at the house in my wheelchair here. I'm getting more mobile and everything right now, so you can see I've got check that out. Got all the wrappings off my arm there. You can see, look at that dang scar I'm going to have there. It's pretty gnarly. But getting some motion back in the arm, that's about as far as I can lift it now. I've got some decent grip strength. The right femur's doing okay. I'm able to stand on it to some degree. And the only problem is this dang left knee. They had an MRI that they did on it, and now it looks like I'm going to have knee surgery. Had a bunch of different tears and different like ACL, MCL, MPFL, so blah, blah, blah. I'm going to be down and out a little while longer after I get that surgery. But I just wanted to come together and talk with you guys today about just some things that I used last year and in years past to catch a bunch of good fish this time of year. And one of the baits that really stood out for me was this Jackall Chan Wake. I don't know if you can see that there. I'll hold that up. You can see that's it's really interesting. So it looks kind of like a mcstick, but you can see the body shape is more like something that you would see from Mega Bass, and it's got this big prop on the back end. And it does two things for you. One, it kind of works like a prop bait. So that you can twitch this thing and pull it through the water like you're moving a devil's horse or a chopo or something like that, and it'll go through the water and stop. And when it stops, it actually pushes back a little bit, just like a devil horse does. But the other thing that it does with this little bill on here, it's more like a mcstick, it's like a traditional rapala shaped weight bait where it'll just wobble and go through the water. So it's doing both. It's swimming and that blade's working. And I really like that combination. Another thing that I like that they did is that, one, it has 3 hooks. And these hooks, even though they're light wire, they're very stout. I was really concerned looking at them. They look like light wire hooks. And I was concerned throwing this because most topwaters I'm going to throw 30, 40, 50-pound braid, usually 40-pound. And I'll either throw it straight braid. You can see it was straight braid that was tied onto there before. But sometimes I'll throw it to a mono leader. When I'm working this thing, it just depends on how I'm working it. So early spring, say the fish are spawning, what I'm gonna do is I'll work this thing more like a devil horse. What I'll do is I'll twitch it or pull it where it's running that prop and then stops. And you can work the bait in a really localized small area, just like a popar. And that's really good for springtime bass. Now, as I transition out of that, or say I'm a little bit before that spawn period, I'll just reel it. I'll treat it like it's a buzz bait with treble hooks, right? And it works really good like that as well. And you can actually give this thing, you can't really truly burn it like you could a buzz bait, not full speed, but you can really get a really fast cadence with this. And I've done a lot of good damage with it on spotted bass lakes. I have Alabama, Coosa River spotted bass on it. And anyone that knows fishing for them, they like things really fast, and you can't work something fast enough. I mean, you could probably almost get up on plane in those things to keep up with you. But that aspect right there, moving it quickly, is something that's good early season, so before the spawn, and then now when we get into this time period. So we've got a lot of, I'm sure you guys that are on the lakes right now, you're seeing this grass that survived the winter is starting to pop up and grow up. You're going to have grass lines, you're going to have submerged grass, and you're going to have grass that's topping out. Now, a lot of that, when that grass is just topping out, it's not going to have a true canopy to it. So I don't have as much luck flipping that stuff, or what I mean by flipping is punching or frogging that stuff. Usually what I'll do is I'll start flipping those outside edges on what they call the submerged grass. So you'll have grass that's close to topping out, but say it's a foot or two under the surface, and it's just a carpet. And I don't know, for whatever reason, it's easier for me to punch fish out of that than it is an actual matted out, topped out mat that hasn't had time to get a canopy underneath it. So that's something to keep in mind there. But using a bait like this prop bait on the outside edge, now you can throw a buzz bait right over top of that stuff, right, and not get hung. However, the great thing about fishing around the submerged grass, where you're going to see a lot of shad that's going to get into it already, because the shad will be in that instead of the mats. You'll see late fall going into winter transition, the mats get broken up and they get canopies underneath it, and you'll see the shad actually inside the mats. Right now they're going to be around that submerged grass, and so early morning, late afternoon. And another thing that a lot of guys don't think of is night fishing with a wake bait. You throw something like this over that grass that's a foot and a half from topping out at night, and a lot of those big fish that have been sitting in that grass all day that you would catch punching and flipping that grass will actually be up above it, and they'll be waking around. If you actually have your night lights on high, you can see the fish wake on top of that stuff a lot. And there'll be big gizzard shad and stuff in there, and this bait can be fantastic for that. Now, another thing I want to say about that I like compared to a traditional, like a mcstick or, you know, a traditional rapala style wake bait like I call it, look at the profile. That's a Vision 110 plus 1. And you can see, look how much wider the body is and longer it is. So, I mean, this is a good sized bait. It's hefty and it can get you a big bite, which I really enjoy. But I've caught some nice ones on it, and I've caught all three species. I've caught smallmouth on it, I've caught largemouth on it, and I've caught spotted bass. I've caught them on Dale Hollow on the thing. I've caught them on Parksville Lake, Nickajack Lake, Chickamauga Lake. So it seems to be something really versatile, and I don't hear a lot of people talking about it at all. To me, it's kind of a really neat niche combination bait where you're getting attributes of a prop bait or a buzz bait along with, you know, traditional like a wake bait that you would see that looks like a square bill, or, you know, a mcstick like a Bangalore style wake bait. So just something to keep in mind. That'll be something that'll produce some good fish, especially in the coming months right here as we start to cool down and get into this fall transition. So y'all stay tuned. I'm going to start just bringing some tips from stuff that I've done in the past, and hopefully if my body will allow me, I'll be out on the water. I've got some cool ideas for some videos I can actually shoot without having a working arm, you know, punching grass and stuff like that. So fingers crossed, y'all stay with me. I think those could make for some really neat videos. But we're going to talk about a lot of stuff. We're going to talk about my key setups for punching. I'm going to bring some rods in here and show you that. We're going to talk about, you know, frog stuff. I've got some really unique frogs and things that I haven't shown you guys yet, and some really neat other topwater tricks like these buzz bait tricks. I actually caught a 9-pound. That was my biggest fish of the fall I had last year, was 9 pounds and some change, and it was on a buzz bait, but it's really specific what kind of buzz bait it is. So since I can't do anything, I might as well sit here and just run my mouth and empty out some secrets to you guys. But if you like it, you know, go down and like the video, share it with your friends. I appreciate, again, I can't say it enough, I appreciate everybody who has stuck with me as far as the medical stuff is concerned. You know, since that fall, I've had so much support, just, you know, love from the local fishing community and everything. And just want to say I really appreciate it. And I'm going to try to support you guys back by pumping out some good videos, and we'll see what we can do from there. But as always, guys, I hope this week finds you out on the water, and I'll catch you there.